Good evening, students. So today, as we have learned about everything about chapter 3 now, we'll be going to chapter 4. And today we'll be taking the introduction part of chapter 4. Now that we are familiar with the anatomy of male and female reproductive systems and how they function, what is the physiology, how pre-fertilization, fertilization, and post-fertilization events are taking place in human female body, and then parturition and lactation. Everything we have learned. Now, in this fourth chapter, we are going to learn about the reproductive health. Now, what do you mean by reproductive health? Reproductive health, as the term suggests itself, is the health of the reproductive organs. But the term is not limited as much, because the reproductive health is the complete health, which includes the physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. Because if the reproductive health is not well, the person is not emotionally well as well, not socially well as well. Because if there is problem with the reproductive health, then there are problems in the society, there are problems in the emotions of that person. So we have to take this reproductive health very seriously. And the India was the one of the first countries who has taken this seriously and had started many programs to ensure that the citizens of India should have good reproductive health. And first of all, the family planning came, because as it was noticed that the frequent pregnancies and no gap between the children is leading to the poor health of the females. And especially in villages, till today also, people say ये तो भगवान की देन है, हम क्या कर सकते हैं, बच्चे तो भगवान की देन होती है. But so all these myths had to be cleared out, because everything was affecting the health of the female, health of the family, economically, emotionally, mentally, socially, physically. So everything, these all things are very, very important. And it was a social taboo in the society to speak about reproduction. Reproduction means, oh, it's a bad thing, we should not talk about it. So the curiosity was there in the mind of the adolescents, and there was no one to clear that curiosity. So that lead into the experimentation, and this experimentation without the right kind of information leads to the bad consequences. The consequences were very bad. It affected the health of the adolescents, and the people were not aware about the process of the reproduction. How can reproduction affects everything? So now the need was felt, and first of all, seeing the population explosion in India, first of all, family planning program came in 1951. And this family planning program suggested the methods of contraceptives to the newly married couples, that how they can plan their babies, how they can keep a gap between their babies, and how they can have some time for them after marriage before they should have the first baby. So all these things were in the family planning. After that, it was necessary, they felt that the need of sex education in schools, the adolescents should get the right kind of information, because in the absence of the right kind of information, the information should be cultural appropriate, age appropriate, but it should be there. Because in curious minds of the adolescents were experimenting with all these things, and they were curious to know about everything. And in that, though that experimentation, they were misleaded and they were misguided by the peer group, and the consequences were very bad. So the need was felt that the adolescents should have the right kind of information about the sex education. And that's why this chapter, the complete reproduction chapter, is there in your syllabus, so that the students should know how it is functioning, what it is, and it is a natural biological process which should not be dealt as a social taboo. Understood? So for this, and in this reproductive health, we are also going to learn about the different methods of contraception, because seeing the population explosion, hum do hamare do, and these days the norm is we two and our one, because everybody wants only one child. So, and the program, the government has started many programs so that the families should be planned. And the most important is that ladies should be physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially healthy. Because, and the age also they have raised. Now the age for the boys is, marriageable age for the boys is 21, and for girls is 18. So this, the age has been fixed, the child marriages have been banned. So all these are the steps taken by the Indian government to keep their citizens reproductively healthy. So in first of all, in today we are going to learn about the what reproductive health means, and what are the different things, different programs which come under it. And then we will be learning what are the different methods of contraception, and at the end we will be learning how to deal with the infertility, what are the different fertility. Clear? So start taking the notes. The term reproductive health simply refers to healthy reproductive organs with normal functions. So as I told you, the term means only the healthy reproductive organs which are functioning normally. But otherwise, if we see in the holistic way, in the perspective, wider perspective, it has a broader perspective and includes the emotional and social aspects of reproduction also. Now, as per WHO, reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. These are physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. So it's not only a physical term, it includes your emotional health, it includes how you are behaving, it includes socially also. The social status, the social health of that person depends on his or her reproductive health physically. Therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral interactions among them in all sex related aspects might be called reproductively healthy. So if we see the meaning of reproductive health in a holistic perspective, it includes physical, mental, social, and emotional, behavioral as well. Now, Indian programs to attain total reproductive health. What India did for its citizens, uh, the reproductive health of the citizens of India. In 1951, a program was initiated that was called family planning. And this afterwards became the reproductive and child health care, RCH. So this is the program of India, which is including all the aspects of the reproductive health of the citizens of India. So it's reproductive and child health care program. Now, what are the strategies of this program is, the various strategies are making people aware about the reproductive health and other social and emotional aspects associated with it. Then introduction of sex education in schools to provide right kind of information to the curious minds of our adolescents. Because our adolescents, they are the students are at this stage, and they are undergoing various physical, social, emotional changes. So they should be having the right kind of information. They should be having the knowledge what is right, what is wrong. So for that, the sex education is important. Using print media and audiovisual aids by governmental and non-governmental agencies to create awareness among society. You must have seen the advertisements of contraceptives, the oral contraceptives, the physical contraceptives in the print media as well as on TVs, and the programs of the NGOs to create awareness among our society. Providing infrastructural facilities, professional expertise, and material support for assisting people in reproduction related problems such as pregnancy, delivery earlier, in even in a very high classes of society, the delivery used to be at home and by some not very professional medical person, by anybody, by any elderly women of the family, or by any assistance which is given by the any elderly women who used to be expert in these deliveries, and that created many problems. So that's why now the medical assistance has been provided. The health centers are open where the deliveries are being done. STDs are sexually transmitted diseases, abortions, contraception, menstrual problems, infertility. So these are the various problems which are related to reproduction. And the government of India is now providing infrastructural facilities, professional expertise, and material support for assisting people in all these problems related to their reproductive health. Some programs that merit mention in this connection are, what are the programs which are being done? There is one test which is called amniocentesis. Now, what is this test is? Amniocentesis, if you remember when I told you the extra embryonal layers, the amnion, the chorion. So amnion is the layer which is the amnion sac is there. The amnion sac is having the amniotic fluid, and then the layer is amnion. Now, in this amniotic fluid, there are fetal tissues, fetal cells. Now, this test is based on the taking out that amniotic fluid from the amniotic sac and then testing the chromosomal pattern of the cells. Now, actually, this test was to detect any kind of genetic disorder at the early stage. If there is any this genetic disorder in the fetus, it was detected because of this test. But because this test is studying the chromosomal pattern, you can come to know about the sex of the child as well. So, because this fluid contains fetal test and various proteins, and these fetal cells, the chromosomal pattern of these fetal cells are studied in this test of amniocentesis. So it was to detect the genetic disorders at an early stage. But you know what happened? It was misused to find the sex of the fetus, because the chromosomal pattern shows the sex also. And this sex, it is afterwards it used to be called sex determination test commonly, this amniocentesis, and aborting the female fetus. So what the parents used to do, if the fetus is female, they used to get it aborted. That is called female feticide. And this had very deadly consequences on our sex ratio. The sex ratio, that is male to female ratio, was disturbed because of this female feticide. So now the government has put a ban, statutory ban on this test, and this is to legally check increasing female feticide. Now you cannot, nobody, no couple can go for this sex determination test. It has been banned completely, and if anybody is going for it, there are heavy penalties for it. Then this you have understood nicely, because this is very important. 1 mark or 2 marks question, amniocentesis. What is it? What is it detecting? And how it has been misused, and why it has been banned. So these are all important questions related to amniocentesis. It is a test which is based on chromosomal pattern. The amniotic fluid is taken out, which contains some fetal cells, and the chromosomal pattern is studied to find out the genetic disorders. So now this sex determination test is completely banned. Massive child immunization program is the another program which is there in the reproductive health program. The child immunization program is working very efficiently in India, because everybody is keeping the record when the child is born, and after that when and what vaccination is to be given, at what date the card is being made, and the parents have to keep a record that their child, and they have to ensure that their child is immunized properly for all diseases for which the vaccines are available. So this is the immunization program. And then new convenient methods of contraception. There are many convenient methods of contraception which has been introduced. These can be chemical, there are surgical methods, there are physical methods. So these methods, the people of India are being made aware about these different methods of contraception by which they can keep gap between their children. They can have sufficient time after marriage before the first child is born, or if they want that their family is complete, they can go for a permanent method also, that is a surgical method. We will be learning about all those methods. So this is the another program. And the Saheli, that is, you must have heard about this oral contraceptive, highly advertised on TVs. This is an oral contraceptive. This is developed by the scientists at Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI, in Lucknow. So this is the oral pill which has to be taken by the female to prevent the pregnancy. Then the better postnatal care. What is postnatal care? The care after the birth of the child. Once the child is delivered, once the child is born, after that, the care of mother and the infant, that is called postnatal care. This is leading to decreased maternal and infant mortality rates. Earlier, there used to be many maternal mortality and infant mortality because of the poor postnatal care, because what the child was not cared properly, or the lady was not cared properly after the delivery, or there were the very dangerous methods which which had been adopted for the delivery of the child. So this all were leading to the increased mortality rates of the mother and the infant. But because of these better postnatal care, they have this has led to the decreased maternal and infant mortality rates. Then better detection and cure of STDs. The people are made aware about the sexually transmitted diseases. What are these diseases? What are their consequences? What are their symptoms? How they can spread from one person to another person? So everything, the awareness was created among the society that these are the STDs, and there is no you should not be hesitating from it, because the people, they don't used to go to the doctor when they were having these STDs, because this again was a social stigma, going to a doctor for discussing sexually transmitted disease. So all these hesitations and all these social stigmas were removed by awareness, by creating awareness among the society, and now there are better ways to detect and cure of these STDs. We are going to learn about these STDs also. Then the statutory raising of marriageable age, females to 18 and males to 21 years. Then incentives are given to the families with small families. The employees, the government employees who are having only one child or two children, they have been given financial incentives, so that it's like an award to appreciate their efforts, so that the message should go into the society that these persons have been awarded, for the incentives have been given for their effort to keep the population in control and to keep their family number in control, and the incentives have been given to them. The government employees and other employees are getting these incentives for keeping their families small. So today I have just given you an introduction, and then we will tomorrow we'll be studying about different methods of contraception.